Good morning, everybody. I would like to put this across a little extension to what I spoke in the last video, but this is not exactly an extension, but a different topic altogether, but somewhere it's aligned. So the question is, what stops your spiritual growth? As I said that earlier, and that's a fact that being spiritual is something it's natural to you. You don't have to do something for it, but at the same time, there are some barriers to it, and these barriers will certainly stop you or become an obstacle to your spiritual evolution. And they are very potential. They might look simple, or they might just look irrational, but they are very powerful barriers that can stop your spiritual growth, and you will be in a trap of conditioned egocentric mind. So the first barrier that I want to say is, these again my observations, this may not apply to a lot of you, these are not generic, but this is my observation. See if it fits to you, and if it doesn't, you can just fizzle it out from your attention. The first barrier is that you have a very strong mind. You have a very strong, opinionated, judgmental mind, and it has all the potential to stop your spiritual growth. You are in a strong mindset of judging people, events, labeling them. You always is taken with a setback, or you probably question yourself or the universe why these things do happen to you and not happen to other people. Or if anything or anyone who shares life with you in all dimensions of life, you become judgmental and you have a very strong opinions about life events that occur in your life. If you are in that, it's a very strong and a potential barrier to your spiritual growth. You need to get rid of this, and you have to work on yourself, but this is a very strong barrier. This doesn't mean you do not protect yourself. This doesn't mean you don't set boundaries. It doesn't mean you keep away from the energies that doesn't resonate with you. All these things the spiritual man does, and does it with a high efficacy, but this barrier is of having a strong, judgmental, opinionated mind is a strong obstacle. You need to think about it, and you need to work on it and be cognizant and think. I'm just giving you my observation, which I worked all these 10 years over. The second potential barrier that I have found in my experience, which can again be a strong obstacle to your spiritual growth, is that you're overburdened, or you are in a trap of life situations. When things goes wrong, or they go against your will, or they go against your time plan, or they go against of whatever things, so you get victimized by them. Well, again, it can be natural and normal to happen, but then if you are on a spiritual journey, you'll understand this victimization over and over again will be a strong barrier to prevent your spiritual growth. Little bit of resemblance to my earlier video. When you get these are all triggers. Again, when you get a trigger, you need to just witness it, and it'll subside it. Now, this looks simple, but it's very difficult to do. But once you get a hang on it, you are at least removing this barrier out of your spiritual journey. But if you are victimized by the life events, they overpower you, they overwhelm you. Good and bad doesn't matter, because having a positive mindset is again an oxymoron. You need to have a neutral, calm, and a still mindset, because mind's a tool, it's not you. And then only you can witness it and deal with these life events. But if you're victimized by them, again, I'm saying there is no second doubts on putting your point of word. There is no doubts stating how you feel about things and how you feel about people around you. You can always be vocal about it. There's nothing wrong in it. And in some cases, you have to take a stand as well. You need to move away, or you need to make a distance, whatever it is. That's all fine. But victimization is not fine. If you're victimized by your life events, and especially when they are going against you, it's again a barrier to your spiritual growth. So I have only 3 points. I've done with 2. The third point in my observation is that you do not trust the dynamic, universal, evolutionary process. Now, let me explain this a little bit. You don't trust this evolution of your spiritual journey. because this has no rationale outside in the 3D world reality. It has no cause and effect relationship. There are no scientific proven evidences or answers to it. Now, if this third one is extremely very important, if this third one is not there in you, you're not trusting your spiritual evolution. You need to understand why these life events in your life have shaped up is basically to put you onto this track. Now, if you do not trust this process of evolution, the first 2 points which I said will not happen. No matter how much meditation or how much conventions you go, no matter how much spiritual tools you use, it will not just not work. You need to trust the evolutionary process of the universe that is there to put you onto this journey, and it will accelerate over a period of time depending upon your maturation. Again, there are no cause and effect relationships out here. If you do not trust this process, if you think you are a person who's like a google.com where you put something in the search engine and you put enter and you get the answer, this can't happen in a spiritual journey. You have to trust the process, just trust it. And trust to me in this case is like pregnancy. You can't be somewhat pregnant. Either you are pregnant or you're not pregnant. So if you're not trusting the spiritual process, you're doubting it. And if you are doubting it, the first 2 points which I said are non-operational in your case. So let me just summarize it. I don't want to take much of your time on Sunday. First is that you are having a very strong, judgmental, opinionated mindset. Second is that you are victimized of your life events, especially when they go against you. You just fall in trap, like if you've been betrayed or you've been put down by somebody, the victimization is so high, you become volatile and you take up completely a critical mindset to the world and to yourself and to the person. So you victimize it. Third, again, you have to trust the process of spiritual evolution, which is just a universal choreography. You need to trust that. And if you do this, the first 2 points will become more easier to you. So that's all I wanted to say this Sunday. Well, have a look at it. I mean, throw some light into it. If these 3 things, in my observation, which I feel are the spiritual barriers to your spiritual journey and to your evolution and to you moving ahead with your ascension process, this is what the way I feel and I observe. These were my barriers at least, and I've been working for the last 10 years over this due to what all I experienced in my life. It may work with you, it may resonate with you. If it doesn't, just fizzle out from your attention. If it does, see what you could do about it. You need to do some inner work. There's no way out. Okay? And the spiritual process is a process in itself. You can't speed up this process. It has its own way. It's like snow. It falls. It doesn't think where it falls, but it falls beautifully. It's a process of that. Okay, so same thing here, it's a process. You cannot slow or speed it up. It has its own speed, which is different from the speed of 3D world reality. The universe has its own speed. All you could do by looking inside and inner work is that you make space where this process can take its fructification for its evolution. That's all you could do. Beyond that, you're not supposed to do, and you're not able to do, and you can't do anything. You just have to make space by looking inside and with doing inner work. And this process moves up. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm grateful to you all that you've been such a patient recipient of my observations. Thank you. Take care. Enjoy your Sunday.